You don't tense up when you see a clown, and that's what makes the reaction confusing. There's no rush of fear, no spike of adrenaline, no clear reason to move away quickly. Instead, everything slows down just a little, as if your attention has been pulled into place without asking you first. Your eyes stay on them longer than you planned. Your awareness sharpens for reasons you can't immediately explain. And even though the face is smiling, relaxing feels harder than it should. You usually brush this off. You tell yourself it's nothing worth mentioning, maybe even something to laugh about, and you move on. But the moment stays with you. People often describe this as fear, but fear isn't quite accurate here. Fear creates urgency and direction. This reaction doesn't push you anywhere. It keeps you present, quietly watching, aware in a way that feels unnecessary but impossible to switch off. I once saw a clown standing near a small booth at a fair, balloons tied loosely behind them and drifting in the breeze. There was no performance and no attempt to draw attention. Children passed by, music carried from somewhere in the distance, and still the expression never shifted. After a short while, I noticed something odd. I kept checking their hands. In everyday interactions, faces help moments move forward. They soften when attention fades, adjust when interest changes, and signal when an exchange is ending. You don't consciously analyze these changes. Your body reads them automatically and uses them to navigate social situations without friction. That process breaks down here. The expression doesn't adapt to silence or shift when the interaction has clearly run its course, so your mind keeps waiting for a cue that never arrives. The result isn't panic, but a sustained alertness that holds tension in place longer than necessary. Your body isn't preparing to escape, it's preparing to monitor. That state isn't intense, just draining, which is why the discomfort feels subtle rather than overwhelming. It's easy to blame the makeup, but makeup alone doesn't explain the reaction. Actors, performers, and costumes surround us all the time without triggering this response. The difference is rigidity. A natural expression changes with context, while a painted one remains fixed, disrupting how we normally read people. This same discomfort shows up in other situations too. Someone holds eye contact just a little too long, or keeps smiling after a conversation has clearly ended. You don't react outwardly, but internally you're already preparing to step away, waiting for the moment to close. With clowns, that closure doesn't come. The surroundings often make it more noticeable. A painted smile in a parking lot, at a store entrance, or along a quiet walkway creates a contrast the brain struggles to reconcile. The expression suggests celebration, while the environment offers no reason for it, keeping attention locked in place. When you finally walk away, you don't feel shaken. You feel lighter, and that contrast matters because it shows your body wasn't responding to danger, but to effort. Staying alert for too long costs energy. For many people, encounters with clowns begin early, before social cues fully make sense. At that stage, facial feedback is essential for understanding what's expected and what's safe. When expressions don't adjust, orientation becomes harder, and the confusion doesn't turn into a memory. It becomes a shortcut. Years later, you hesitate around someone in costume without knowing why. There's no mental replay or conscious link to the past. Your body recognizes the setup and slows you down automatically. Clowns rarely move toward people quickly. They wait, and waiting without explanation creates tension. It's the same reason empty spaces feel strange after hours, when human shapes and stillness combine to hold attention longer than necessary. Watch how people behave nearby. Laughter sounds slightly louder than it needs to be. Distance increases by a step, and eyes return again and again. Very few people fully relax. Even when a clown behaves kindly and the interaction is brief, the unease still appears. That reaction isn't about threat, it's about readability. People relax when situations are easy to interpret and when moments know how to end. If you've ever wondered why this reaction lingers, there's nothing wrong with you. Your body is waiting for completion, and until it arrives, alertness stays switched on. You don't need to force comfort or justify the feeling. Sometimes unease is simply your mind asking how an interaction is supposed to end. And when you finally move away, when the noise blends back into the environment and the painted face disappears, notice how your breathing changes. That's not relief from danger. That's relief from having to stay attentive. If this felt familiar, you can like the video, subscribe for more psychology like this, and share your own experience in the comments.